Okay, so you know how over the past few years there's been an increasing effort from Republicans to remove any mention of queer people from books and schools because they want young people to grow up with no understanding of what a gay or trans person is. So when they hit 18, it's much easier to have already groomed them into being hateful towards queer people because they wouldn't have experienced them, like keep them in the closet, keep them silent. There's a reason book burnings are usually done by the bad guys, et cetera, et cetera. And you know how we always said, hey, they're doing this in schools and they're using the guise of child grooming as like a weapon against queer people, but they'll do this everywhere, not just in schools. Here you go. It starts local, but we know what they want. In Murfreesboro, Tennessee, a new city ordinance targeting public homosexuality is hitting libraries. City ordinance banning public homosexuality reaches Rutherford County libraries. Yeah, I saw this. Yeah, I don't think this is going to spread out into some gigantic national thing. You know, there are plenty of small American towns that, or I guess county in this case, that have done stuff like this, though, you know, they don't tend to do them in the modern era. And it's pretty indicative of the broader attitude conservatives have towards queer representation. Here we go. Found the actual thing. Hello, Aaron Reed. A municipal mandate enacted this past June is now being used to target books in the local library system. The ordinance outlawing, quote, indecent behavior in public and prohibiting, quote, indecent materials is alarmingly vague in its delineation of indecency. This definition used in the law links back to a city statute that explicitly bans public homosexuality or materials promoting homosexuality. The code has already been used to target local pride events. Now the code's enforcement has reached the local library system, where at least 4 books, all containing queer themes, have been pulled from the shelves. Yeah. So, yeah, it's obviously like this is always how this happens, right? With the language of indecency, because they very rarely will they own up to it and say we just want to ban gay people. They'll usually say we want to ban inappropriate materials, and then they will and then they'll include like homosexuality in that. I do think though it's kind of cool how open and like mask off they are about it. Take a look at these highlighted sections from the ordinance. Indecent behavior means indecent exposure, public indecency, lewd behavior, nudity, or sexual conduct as defined. Indecent materials and events, indecent behavior. No person shall knowingly, while in a public space, engage in indecent behavior, display, distribute, or broadcast indecent materials, conduct indecent events, or facilitate. The reason why I like this is because it actually completely destroys the argument conservatives make about how their opposition to queer books in schools is about grooming because those books are like particularly pornographic. In this case, they are just flat out meaning indecent means homosexual. Like they're destroying the euphemism, right? They're literally just arguing sexual conduct or material is inappropriate if it's gay, but appropriate if it's straight, which in my mind is great because it really does away with the lie. I think this is actually a really, really, really useful wedge because when they say the quiet part out loud, that means we get to point to the out loud statement and talk to the conservatives who are still speaking quietly. Now, when you talk to a conservative and they say, oh, well, we actually just want to ban sexually inappropriate material from schools, you can ask them, okay, what about this? Which uses the exact same language, but just gets rid of the ambiguity. Right here, sections 21 to 71. Sexual conduct means acts of masturbation, homosexuality, sexual intercourse, physical contact with a person's clothed or unclothed genitals, blah, blah, blah. So just guys liking guys. Homosexuality does not just mean gay sex. It just means being gay. So you can just ask conservatives to defend this. Because if they do defend this, it makes it very clear they don't actually believe in the dishonest euphemism. The idea of like, oh no, we're just against indecency, blah, blah. Oh, that's nice to share. Not that there's been much ambiguity, you know. The Texan district attorney, or the district attorney has literally said that he is ready and willing to enforce state sodomy laws if given permission to. No, that's another person. Oh, wait, was that not the Texas AG? Who was that? No, it was the Texas AG. Maybe you're thinking of another person who also did it. You know, there's a lot of conservatives who want that. Texas AG said he would back law banning sodomy if Supreme Court reconsiders landmark case. Meaning, if the Supreme Court decided that it was not unconstitutional, he would use his police to, well, not, it's not his police technically, he would prosecute people for engaging in sodomy. Literally being brought to courthouses, tried, or arrested, tried, and put in prison for having sex with each other. Sodomy means blowjobs too, right? Technically, but they would never enforce that. Like, basically everyone sucks dick. Look throughout history and see where sodomy laws are applied, okay? Pretty weird that in a world where oral sex is sodomy, they almost exclusively prosecute people for being homosexuals and not for, giving head. I mean, everyone does anal too, TBH. That is also true. Does that just mean gay sex or sex out of marriage? In practice, it means if you are gay, they will arrest you, which is what they want. This doesn't even get as much attention as like this is literally Texas AG, one of the most powerful legal officials in the state of Texas, which is itself more powerful and influential than a lot of European countries, saying, yeah, if the moment you give me the chance, I will send people to prison for engaging in anal sex. In practice, meaning being in a gay relationship. Now, the real question is, I guess since we apply this to the transgender issues, is this a form of genocide? And I would argue that it is. The historically, sodomy laws have basically just been a way to like automatically arrest and imprison people for being gay. Like police would literally investigate to see if men slept in the same bed or whatever. And in that in those circumstances, like it is essentially illegal to exist. Conditions made severe enough to destroy a group in whole or in part. In a lot of ways, stuff like this is the norm, and there are people who want to return to it. We can't let them. Police used to raid truck stops. Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Forcibly castrating or, what's the term? Not circumcising. Forcibly, it's a chemical castration. That's it. Yeah, chemical castration. Yeah. Yeah, they do it even to World War II heroes. All right. Yeah, sterilizing was the word I was going to go for. Thank you.